Man, it's nice to actually see something encouraging in these incredibly dark and insane times with the Republicans in charge of government, of the House, the Senate, the executive, and arguably, the majority in the Supreme Court and many parts of the judicial branch. But I don't know if you guys have seen the big rallies for AOC and Zohran Mamdani, but that is where the energy is. In people like AOC, Bernie Sanders, who's he's a movement leader. The guy's been on the right side of things for decades now. And I'll tell you what, man, it takes some serious guts to stick your neck out there and just firmly be 10 toes down on the right side of history. Standing on principle, standing on business, even though with everyone else around you that's just engaged in this corrupt, literally criminal BS, criminal inaction for the people, getting involved in insider trading, self-enrichment, just giving endless money to the weapons industry, the military contractors, allowing just ghouls around you to erode our institutions, and to just be exposed to all of that the entire time, looking at our healthcare system, looking at everything that should be serving us. Our tax dollars should be working a hell of a lot harder for the people, and you have an entire party that is absolutely against us, and then you have most of the other party that is just going along with it, that tinkers around the edges. And Bernie Sanders, this entire time, has been standing up for veterans. He's been standing up for having a better healthcare system, a universal healthcare system. He's been standing up for Medicare for all. He led the way. And yeah, he didn't win the primary in 2016. He didn't win the primary in 2020. Which race was that? The 2020 race, right? Because 2024 was a shit show. But he didn't even necessarily want to run for president. But he was not seeing other people step up on the right message, recognizing we need to stand up for workers' rights in this country. We need to stand up for regular people in this country. We actually need to be for the veterans and stop sending them to foreign wars. And when they come back, we should take better care of them. We should take better care of all of our people. And I'm really frustrated when I hear, Republicans say, we got to stop funding stuff over there and take care of our own. But when it comes time to take care of our own, they don't want to do that either. They just want to bail out oligarchs, and they want to march us towards fascism, and here we are. But these progressives, the Democratic Socialists of Zohran Mamdani and Bernie Sanders, and AOC is in that lane, Graham Platner is kind of there, and there's been some others that are popping up. There's Zaid, I'm blanking on the guy's name. But mega props to these people standing there knowing that you can at any time have the full force of our government go after them and literally disappear them. They're threatening to take away, basically try to illegally deport. It's not an actual deportation, because deportation means that there was some kind of legal process that happened, that you were found you can't be here. But because Zohran Mamdani is kicking ass and they're scared of his message because it connects. Like, some MAGA people are actually being won over by Zohran Mamdani. And you know what? I'm not that surprised about that, because it's the same thing with like people who re-elected AOC, who also voted for Trump. Like, what's the through line with these people? People want change. People want plain speaking people. People want people who actually believe in something. And Donald Trump doesn't really believe in anything other than self-enrichment and, needing like praise for everything and pretending that he's like the best at everything. But Zohran Mamdani, AOC, Bernie Sanders, I think Graham Platner, and these other people that are in the Democratic Socialist lane are around there. Like, I don't demand perfection. I just want people that listen to the constituents, understand their problems, and propose a policy platform that can address those things in a way that we have some idea, like that those ideas have been tested and they've been proven to be effective. We have to at least have like a pilot somewhere, or where it's been implemented in scale to some degree. And Zohran Mamdani is doing that. And AOC, like, she's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'm not expecting perfection. She hasn't always done things I always agree with, but generally speaking, she's a voice of the people, for the people, by the people. That's what our government is supposed to be. It is supposed to be there for us. Like, it is supposed to help us be safe and secure, but it's also supposed to make sure that we have the things that we need in order to pursue, liberty and justice for all of us. Life, liberty, and happiness, right? The pursuit of happiness. We should be relatively unencumbered, and we should aim to make this country better for all people. And we are a nation of immigrants. We are a diverse, multicultural fabric, tapestry, right? Like, we have all religions here. We have all different kind of people. And we have people that have been here for a really long time, and we have people that have had their families be here for less time. And that's all okay, and it should be all okay. And yeah, like, we do have laws. Not all of them are just, and some need to be improved, and we have a process for that stuff. But we should seek to have empathy and actually lean in our humanity, and we should aim to improve systems. So I'm so proud of these people. Like, I always say, I'm like, I wish we had more leaders that all of us look to. Like, that's really cool, man. Like, I really appreciate them as human beings, as people stepping up. And they're doing it in a positive way. It's not this negative partisanship stuff. Like, Zohran Mamdani is able to say, listen, if we don't identify who the enemy is, like what the problem is, we can't address it. So when people are trying to like say that, you shouldn't vote for Zohran Mamdani because Trump is going to lean into attacking New York City if he wins. Zohran Mamdani had a perfect answer. I think he was meeting with Anderson Cooper on this. And he was like, listen, that's already happening with Eric Adams as mayor. This failed mayor. It's already happening. Like, we're gonna say we know what he's going to do. And we're gonna call it out, and we're gonna fight him with everything we have. You don't appease fascists ever. And the people that have been fighting them have been winning. And it's been slowing them down. It's been pissing them off. And it's been making them make mistakes. It's been making them lose more and more support. And if you still, like, if you're somebody who's listening to me, which I'm surprised you found me, but thank you for listening at least. If you still support what's going on with the Republican Party, I don't think you've heard enough about what they've been actually doing. If you're listening to a lot of like the right-wing media, and unfortunately like a lot of our mainstream media is compromised. You got to go looking for independent media. You got to look into credible sources of information, because on the facts, they're breaking the laws nearly every day, many, many times a day. They're violating people's constitutional rights. They're grabbing people. They're disappearing people, kidnapping people, doing human trafficking. They've deprioritized going after a lot of other serious criminals, and they're grabbing innocent people. They're breaking up families. It's racial profiling. It's ethnic cleansing. It's eugenics stuff. It's bad. It's really, really bad. And like we have never been more vulnerable as a nation. Like we have never been this unsafe before, because of the things that they've done with like the executive orders. Our military is less prepared because they keep jacking with our troops, and they're trying to prepare this like massive quick reaction force in every single state, because it seems like they're trying to compromise our elections. And now they're going to be pumping up the aggression with Customs and Border Patrol people who have more assets like Blackhawks and things like that, where they're brutalizing people. They have hospitalized many people that are innocent. They have, as far, like, I'm sure it's more than this, but we have documented evidence of at least 170 Americans that have been detained, unlawfully detained, and deported. They've been renditioned to other countries. That's illegal. Like, and the strikes on these boats in the Caribbean, those are all illegal. They're trying to do ground assaults in Venezuela. Again, that is illegal. Like the list of things that are illegal that are being done by this administration, this regime. Because I call it a regime because it's been a takeover. It's a coup. Our government is not operating the way that our government is supposed to. There's supposed to be checks and balances. This regime, including the Supreme Court, has this unitary executive theory, which is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, the only way you get that is you cherry pick the Constitution with Article 2 powers. It's nonsense. Like, you have the 10th Amendment that basically refutes that altogether. Like, we're supposed to have separation of powers. We didn't want a king. That's why we started this country. No, that's why the No Kings protest happened twice already, because we were seeing the groundwork being laid, and the Roberts Court is going along with it. They believe in this stuff. This has been the Federalist Society's thing for a long time. They basically want a dictator, and I think Roberts and some of the other justices on the right wanted an oligarch, and they probably thought that it would be like somebody similar to them and how they think. And they got Trump, and Trump is kind of jeopardizing part of what they want. They're still kind of giving him his way. And for some reason, some people still treat this Supreme Court like it's legitimate. We're in danger. We're in danger of losing our democracy. And if they take our democracy away, like, we may still have, like, where it seems to be heading is totalitarian, competitive, authoritarian government, which means you'll still have elections, but it's kind of like Russia. Like, we already know what the outcome's going to be. It's kind of a farce. It's not meaningful. So it's dangerous. It's really dangerous. So despite all that, like, we have people directly threatening Zohran Mamdani. We have the Democratic Party going after Graham Platner. They're trying to hit him with all this Oppo research, and he's still surging ahead. He's still doubling down, just leaning into who he is. He's like, listen, the whole tattoo thing, like, you know, I got it when I was drunk with the Marines in Croatia, and I thought it looked like a badass design, skull and crossbones. Me and our guys got it. We didn't know what it was, and then I learned later. Like he actually had to get that all of his tattoos screened for military stuff multiple times, and nothing got flagged then. And he learned of it later, and then, like, you know, he got a cover up later that is more representative of who he is. The guy's evolved. He's a human being. He said stuff that some people won't like on Reddit years ago, and to me, honestly, like, that makes me like him more. He's not afraid to just speak his mind. This is America. We're supposed to have freedom of speech. We shouldn't be getting canceled just for disagreeing with people. Now you can argue people can give you social consequences. Like, people can comment back. If you say something that's really out of line or dangerous, that's where, you know, that's where things are a little bit different. Like, freedom of speech is not about being free of other people disagreeing with you or getting angry with you or canceling you if it makes sense to them. That's just, the government can't go after you for just disagreeing with the government. That's what freedom of speech is. Like, you have a right to address your grievances with the government. Otherwise, we're in big trouble if we can't. We're supposed to have freedom in the press. You know, we're supposed to have actual journalism in this country. Journalism is supposed to challenge power. If you can't do that, you've got real problems. And like right now, we've got real problems because they have been able to get the media to kind of curtail their speech a little bit because they're worried about the government going after them. Anyway, this is turning into a whole other thing, but I'm super proud of regular folks stepping up and leaning into their humanity, just saying, like, listen, like, we are all Americans, man. Like, we're all in this together. That's what this project is. What makes America special, what should make you proud to be an American, is the fact that we are a diverse country. We have people from all around the world, from all walks of life. We have different cultures, like, mixing together, forming all sorts of beautiful things. And do we argue sometimes? Do we step on each other's toes? Yeah, but like, from conflict, from difficulty, from figuring stuff out, from having a miscommunication to finding a way to communicate, finding a way to work together. Like, that's what makes us a stronger nation, stronger people. The people that, I'm sorry, but I would much rather work with people that have been around a lot of different kinds of people and have worked with a lot of different people. Those people have stronger skill sets, and they are better allies and companions than people that have been isolated their whole lives. Like, I'm not begrudging people that, like, live in rural America. It's just, it's different. You have a different perspective, and it really narrows your view if you haven't been exposed. If you haven't been exposed, those are the things that are trouble. Like, it makes you fearful and distrusting. Like, you know, like, go to rural America, you know, like, a lot of times, like, people are like a little bit mistrusting of, like, outsiders and stuff. And I wish that wasn't the case. Like, honestly, I wish we would have some kind of exchange program where it's like, hey, you guys from rural America, come on to the cities. We'll even, like, an all expenses paid thing. Like, come hang with us. Come spend time with us. Come eat with us. Come do some stuff. Come see the sights. Come experience this. And the same thing for the city folk. Go to rural parts of America. Show everybody that we're all in this together. We don't have to be afraid of each other. And the shared goal should be making this country a better place for all of us, a fair America. Like, we should reinvest in our country. We should reinvest in our people. And billionaires and millionaires need to pay a bit more than they do, because I see them dodging taxes as unpatriotic. I see it as being un-American. They didn't get there by themselves. They had other people, lots of us. There are so many things that had to happen in order for them to be able to even have the opportunity to make that kind of money. And them having that much money also means that there's been some injustice there. Like liberty and justice for all, I think part of that is reducing all forms of violence to the extent that we can. And justice is having like a society that gets their needs met. And if we have excess money floating around out there and it's in the hand of too few, that's a problem. If we have people that don't have health care, that's a problem. If we have people that have, like, if our education system is being broken, it's being attacked by conservatives for decades now, because they benefit from a populace that isn't informed enough to understand that you are getting rolled by these people. You're getting rolled by the billionaires who have you fighting their battles for them. You're getting rolled by these Republicans and too many establishment corporate Democrats, right? Like, we need to take over the parties. We need to change, like, either change the Senate or abolish the Senate because it's undemocratic. We got to get rid of the Electoral College, probably, I think. If we're going to keep the Senate, it's got to be restructured. Like, I'm sorry, but like New York and California should get a hell of a lot more seats in the Senate. We want it to be representative. That was like a holdover from appeasing the South, basically. Anyway, like, I just want a better system. I want ranked choice voting. Never mind this like spoiler stuff. I want to get money out of politics. I want universal health care, child care, education. I want a lot better transportation for all of our people. I want more walkable cities and towns and people to have dignity in work, and preferably some kind of universal basic income, which studies have shown really good outcomes for those everywhere they've been done. The things that people like fearmonger about just don't happen really with that stuff. Yeah, like, and we should have like utilities should be all publicly owned and run. We should have more unions, union membership, stronger union rights, make it a lot, people, once they get to the point where they've formed a union, having contracts be something that has to happen in a fair way. Maybe there's third parties or something that help negotiate a fair deal, and that gets done. You have to have a balance of things. You can't have too much concentration anywhere. I wouldn't say like, even if we had like 100% union membership in the United States, I wouldn't necessarily say, well, okay, like, let the union have excise power over, the collective group of companies that they're, that they work at. That could be trouble too. Like, I think we just need some more shared ownership. Like, we need companies in this country that are loyal to their workers, that the environment is so good, and like what people are doing, they believe in enough, and there's so much dignity and so much value in what they do. Like, let's just say it's something that is, they're making goods for the public, like long-lasting, sustainable things. Like, let's just say, I don't know, we start making simpler, like lower tech washing machines again in this country that can be fixed relatively easy by the person who bought it. Like you can learn how to fix it, and it's user friendly to fix the thing. It'll last you basically forever. So it kind of gets rid of a lot of these like ones that will only last like 3 or 4 years or something, and then it's done. So you have workers that are making really good products that can last, and they have like ownership over that. Like everybody's got a stake in it, and people can work there with pride and work around the plant doing different roles, and good benefits, good pension and all that stuff, and people choose their managers. That's a model that could work, that has been done with like the Mondragon Corporation. That's like a cooperative model. I'm just saying, like, these things are possible. Like, I want there to be dignity in work, and I want to make sure that parts of America that have been kind of hollowed out because corporations have left, like they sent stuff overseas. I do want some things to come back to America, and I want to deal with some of the problems we have. Like, I'm tired of people getting ripped off. I'm tired of people like having products that need a subscription or something, like, or like if they go offline they don't work anymore. Like they've gotten too smart, and it's become a bad decision collectively for all of us. I'm not trying to get nostalgic necessarily. I just want to make sure that we actually solve human problems, and I think that's part of it. Like, if we're saying, hey, these people either want to develop this skill set or already have this skill set, we could do this in America, and maybe it's like I'd look at it like a bad business model from the people that are like just care about profit for profit's sake. I think we need to shift the priorities to actually solving problems, and it's not about the money. It's about dignity of work. It's about a social benefit. It's about making a strong positive environmental impact. It's about like addressing like the energy crisis right now is a problem. Like like water usage is a problem. So like that's two things that you could probably address by looking at certain types of products that everybody has, making them last longer, reducing waste, giving people dignity of work. They're part of a solution to something. That's American. That's all I'm saying. I'm not crazy. I'm not a crazy lefty. I care about our people. I care about our people. I actually want to solve problems. I'm not just somebody who's like, oh, I don't know. I get tired of the attacks on people on the left. Like, we're not serious. I'm like, I'm fucking deadly serious, man. If we don't solve the problems that we have, we're not going to last. And if we keep trying to rip each other apart, when like anybody who talks about anything that should be almost like in a duh, because they want to do things differently, because it like sounds like it's attacking capitalism. It's not attacking capitalism. It's just certain things in the capitalist model, the way it currently is, the for-profit model has created problems. They're human problems. They require people to think about things differently. And if we, like as a people, say, listen, we want to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to invest in this idea, and yeah, like we may put some other like it might undermine a certain model, but like in some ways it's important to undermine that. Like if they want to still exist under the capitalist model, they're going to have to figure out a different framework. And I think part of that is we need to reform corporate law. Like the incentives need to change. It shouldn't just be about profit. It shouldn't just be about profit. Because that model has been so short-sighted. It's cost us so many jobs. Like we say, you know, jobs are created or whatever, but jobs get cut all the time. Like right now, like people are losing jobs all over the place. Like I don't know how many jobs it's been, but it's like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, because of capitalism, because of people who don't care about people and are thinking short-sighted. And I don't want that in our leadership. I want people that actually think about things. They think about the long-term, midterm, and short-term, and they set out plans that might take many, many, many years, maybe many election cycles. But if we have goals that we are all invested in, I think we're better off. So anyway, I'm so proud of Zohran Mamdani, Bernie Sanders holding it down, AOC bringing the fire, igniting people's passion to be together on this stuff in a positive way. Not like I like to see the energy when it's positive, when it's about bringing people together instead of who we're trying to destroy or whatever. Like I don't like that riot almost energy like the Trump rallies had been. No offense, it's just like I know people get caught up in that, but we shouldn't, like, I don't think we should support people that are just like, those guys are bad. Like, all Americans should be together on stuff. And it's just, you know, who do we think has better ideas at the time that moves us forward? We shouldn't be looking backward. Like, some things I'm saying might sound like it's looking back, but like it's drawing from something. Like I hear people, you know, like I'm getting to that age, I guess, when I'm remembering people say, and I'm saying it sometimes, like we used to make things in America that were better quality, they lasted longer, and you know, it did stuff get too smart that it got dumb? I get that argument. I do. I sympathize with it. And if there's something to it, if there is, we should address that. I think we should make quality stuff that Americans are proud of. And I want Americans to go, you know, somebody buys something or they see somebody, they go to visit their a new friend's house or something, and they got the washer there. There's like, hey man, like, oh, which factory did you buy that from? I was actually worked on that, or my kid worked on that. We did that. We were part of that. That's what I want. If we're talking manufacturing. Anyway, take care, guys. Bye.